What's good, Tommy? How you doing, bro?
I am doing good, especially with the fact that we just did predictions for Backlash for this Saturday. So that should be coming out a little bit right after we finish recording this. So overall, feeling hyped for it.
Dude, what the hell? We miss NXT for 1 week. 1 week. And in that one episode that we missed a shit ton of stuff, dude. All these people got called up. All these new faces showed up on NXT. Some NXT stars that were already there got a new look. Like Tavion Heights showed up with a completely different look, a different feel, different attitude. Um, man, it's a completely different NXT from the one that we just saw not that long ago. What gives?
Correction, you missed NXT last week. I ended up watching it because I'm like, you know what? I want to see what in the world comes of this. Luckily, Lizzie Rain, we'll talk about her in a minute. Holy crap. What you have seen just from this week is only the tip of the iceberg from what she pulled out last week.
Is that the new rocker chick everyone's talking about?
Yeah. Her
Well, I mean,
finisher, Thunderstruck, looks like something that you could pull out of Mortal Kombat.
so did you say her name is Lizzie Rain? Did she wrestle last week?
She wrestled last week against Nikita Lyons, who was also in that same segment involving the women's North American.
Okay, so yeah, I didn't see that, but I did, I saw a lot of talk about her on the internet. Um, I only saw the promo that she did just this past episode of NXT, so I mean, there's not really much I can go by there because she said like three different words, but a lot of people seem to really like this Lizzie Rain. We also got Evil as one of the new faces that showed up on NXT last week, who's a former IWGP champion, and they gave him a new name. Do you remember his new name?
I remember what the name is. I just cannot remember how the hell to pronounce it.
Okay, we'll figure it out in a bit. We also got Will Cruz, who also got a new name. He showed up last week. That's another new face. Lizzie Rain, you already mentioned her. Kelly Armstrong, but she was there. She showed up a few weeks ago. Micah Lockwood, who we've seen her before from like LFG, I believe, or is it Evolve?
I believe it's LFG.
Okay. And then yeah, man, there was a bunch of people that got called up from LFG, like this kid from Spain. Um, it was
You're
like
talking
something.
about the guy with the last name Angels.
No, that Angels. He is another new guy, but that guy Angels, I believe he's from the UK, and he's a really young kid, 22 years old. They played an interesting video package of him explaining that he's like a shepherd or something like that. I think that's the guy you're thinking of.
I don't know. I know he talked to Miles Bourne for a bit, saying that he was going after that title.
Yes, that guy. There was also this other kid, Moreno, or something like that, that also got called up from LFG, and also a return from was it Noam Dar, who hasn't been on NXT TV in a while, I believe, too, right?
Yeah, he's from NXT UK.
Yes. So, man, a lot of new stuff, interesting stuff going on in NXT, man. It was refreshing, it was exciting. Um,
It was
so let's get in.
chaotic as usual.
Yeah, but what else is new, right? They try to make these things super chaotic, but it kind of worked. It kind of worked last week. Um, so yeah, are we missing anyone else as far as like new faces or returning faces that showed up out of nowhere? I mean, they kind of had to fill up all those empty spots that were left since Sol Ruka left. Ethan Page, Ricky Saints, Obafemi,
Joe
Joe
Hendry,
Hendry.
the entirety of Fatal Influence.
Yeah, that's like at least 10 names just there that all got called up.
Yeah. So with
Uh,
that, I think that at that point that needed to happen. But there was one other guy, I cannot remember for the life of me what the hell his name is, because he said it to like last night. He didn't say what the hell his name was last week, but it's this big kid that I just cannot remember for the life of me what the hell his name is. I think it's like Nick something.
Let me
He
check right
attacked
now.
Tony D'Angelo.
So first, I'm gonna say Evil's new name is Naraku, right? Something like that. It's spelled Naraku. I might be pronouncing that wrong, but that's Evil's new name. And then the other one was Mason Rook.
Yeah, that's who. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, overall, man, completely different show. It feels like it just got flipped upside down, which is good, man. It's interesting. It's always fun to shake things up in that way. But let's get into it because it started off really good. Again, I didn't watch NXT last week, but the opening match was Jada Parker, who everyone's really, really familiar with, versus the new and improved Callie Armstrong. And I say improved because I saw her debut match on NXT, right? Monster. She is a complete beast. And then you put her versus Jada Parker, who's also, in her own right, a beast herself. So this was a great women's match to kick off NXT. And this could have gone either way. Jada Parker is Jada Parker. But Callie Armstrong is a complete animal. They had a good match. It was intense. It was hard hitting. It was exciting. I was really pumped for this match. And Callie Armstrong defeated Jada Parker. That's a huge win for her. And then they later announced that she's 5-0. So Callie Armstrong is already uh creating some sort of streak.
Yeah, she's creating some sort of streak. But other than Jada Parker, I think one of them was Kalani Jordan at one point. But I cannot remember for the life of me what the hell the other matches were with Kelly Armstrong.
That's what they said. I'm pretty sure they said 5-0. Maybe they're counting. I mean, let me see when did Kelly. I'm gonna look it up. Kelly Armstrong, because now I'm wondering if I misheard it, but I'm pretty sure they said NXT record because they said 5-0. So she debuted April 14th, 2026. So that was about 2 weeks ago. And there's no way she's 5-0.
No.
Jada Parker, Tatum Paxley, and Danny Palmer? That doesn't sound right.
Since fucking when? Tatum's been dealing with Blake Monroe the past 2 weeks.
Let me see. Let me click on this link.
She legitimately just had a casket match 2 weeks ago with Blake Monroe.
Yeah, that's not right then. Then I'm not sure what fucking 5-0 they're talking about. Maybe they're talking about her matches at LFG?
Well, she's from Evolve.
Or yeah, Evolve. But I would assume that she has more matches, more than 5 matches on Evolve.
I know she's got more matches than that.
Okay, so recently she wrestled Nikita Lyons at LFG and won. So yeah, they're counting the matches from LFG as well.
Of course they are. Instead of NXT themselves. She's not 5-0 there.
So her first match was April 14th versus Skylar Ray. That was her first victory. One. And then they had a couple matches at WWE World at WrestleMania weekend. I don't think they're counting those. Then they're going to a live event, NXT live event. So they're counting the matches from live events.
Counting house shows too.
They're counting house shows. Yeah, she defeated Skylar Ray at a house show, and then she defeated Nikita Lyons at LFG, and then yeah, so they're counting house shows and LFG as well.
Yeah, I knew she wasn't 5-0 on NXT because there's no way. Especially when you named Tatum Paxley when she just got out of a feud with Blake Monroe over that North American title.
Yeah. That's how I was like, I didn't really like put two and two together when they made that announcement. I'm like, she just debuted not that long ago, but all right. I guess 5-0, but still, man, like the women's division is looking pretty good right now on NXT, if I'm being honest. With these two, Jada Parker and Kelly Armstrong, like, I could see them go all day, man. This was a great fucking match, I thought.
It really was a great match. There's not really anything bad you can really pull out of Jada Parker because she's that good. There's a reason why I say she should be called up to the main roster because I think she's ready for that. Has she won a title? No. But at the same time here, look at Fatal Influence. The only person on that team that has won a title that actually matters is JC Jane out of Fatal Influence. And that entire faction was recently called up. So I think at this point, Jada Parker should be called up within the next year or two. But Kelly Armstrong did pull a great match out of her.
Are you like noticing that? I mean, I missed one episode of NXT for the past few months, right? I've been watching NXT every week. Do you feel like Jada Parker has been losing a lot lately, or is that just me?
That's the unfortunate part. She has. She's been losing to almost every person she went up against, including Kalani Jordan, which is extremely upsetting.
Yeah, that's why I was like, damn. But I mean, it just Callie Armstrong is just a beast, man. So like, I wasn't even mad at it. I wasn't even mad because I'm like, this makes sense, you know. But hopefully they run it back, man. Again, I would like to see them go at it again. But that was an interesting way to kick off NXT. The second match, Tommy, was another one-on-one match. And I'm like, great. I mean, back to back. No speed matches, no fucking casket matches or nothing crazy like that.
There was no gimmick match at all on this card.
Well, there wasn't, huh? I think you're right. Actually, the mixed tag team match is a gimmick match. That was like,
but it's not like a gimmick like with speed and casket matches and all of that.
It is a gimmick because it's men and women in the same match, and that's a gimmick. But that's just me. But okay, Jackson Drake versus Jasper Troy. I got a lot of questions about this match. I liked it. The match was great. What is Jasper Troy's gimmick? Because he just comes out with a bunch of big ass chains all over himself. He has a big chain around his neck. He's carrying two big chains and he's just smashing them together. I'm like, what is this? What is this supposed to be, Tommy? Help me.
Big, strong man with chains. That's pretty much it.
I mean, is there a backstory? Like, I don't understand it. Like, who was it? Shiloh Hill has a backstory. He has a crazy backstory. The new guy from UK, they played a video package of him, being a shepherd from the UK, Keanu Carver, we know his story. Have they explained to us Jasper Troy and what he's all about? What's his thing? Do
No,
we know?
they have explained nothing involving Jasper Troy.
All right. Well, anyway, he faced Jackson Drake here. And Jasper Troy is supposed to be one of the big men in NXT, right? Who's the best big men on NXT? They had that big triple threat match not that long ago, right? With Keanu Carver and who was the other third guy? Fucking I always forget his name. He was a special guest referee for that one match.
Oh yeah, I cannot remember for the life of me what the hell his name is though.
Anyways, point is, we always forget his name, man.
We always forget a lot of people's names.
Yeah, because they're so
Dumb.
Yeah, I was gonna say uninspiring, but yeah, pretty much. Dude, Jackson Drake standing face to face to Jasper Troy. Jackson Drake is a big dude. He is not small. He is not short. He just looks small on TV because he's got that little kid face. He's super young. But when he was standing face to face to Jasper Troy, I was like, how fucking tall is Jackson Drake, bro? He is 6'2". That's a tall ass kid. I'm like, God damn. So Jackson Drake is starting to grow on me, bro. Not just because of his height, but like,
and how tall is Jasper Troy?
According to Google, he's 6'5". But I think that's a little exaggerated because if Jackson Drake is 6'2", I'm going to say Jasper Troy is like 6'3", 6'4". They were like pretty much like head to head on as far as height.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Jasper Troy is 6'4" and some change, and they're just rounding up.
Yeah, something like that, because they were damn near the same height, bro. It was crazy. I'm like, God damn, but that was cool to see Jackson Drake in that in that light, I guess, right? Because they don't really, because they make him into a chicken shit heel. They make him seem a lot smaller than he actually is. But that kid he's big. He's a big dude. And he reminds me of like a young Ricky Saints. Jackson Drake does. You know, the attitude, the way that he moves in the ring. Although for a big guy like that, that fool can fly, man. It's pretty impressive what this kid can actually do. Unfortunately, his faction, his two lackeys, no. We'll talk about them later. But yeah, they had a good match. Jackson Drake won. They got more heat on Jackson Drake because he got assistance from a new star from NXT who I believe made her debut. Micah Lockwood. Have we seen her before on NXT?
Yes.
Okay.
So there was a segment a couple weeks back of Jackson Drake and that faction going out and apparently supposed to be meeting someone there that ended up standing him up, and then all of a sudden he meets her and walks out of the building with her.
Okay. I thought this was great though. I mean, they're really, I think they're doing a great job with Jackson Drake. You know, giving Jackson Drake this monster, this female athlete, Micah Lockwood. It's just, I think it's just the perfect pairing because they're complete opposites. Again, Jackson Drake is not a small guy, but Micah Lockwood is so big that I can believe Jackson Drake has like security now. The two other guys that they were not security. Now he has security. You know? So yeah, what'd you think about this?
Those two are not security. They are gnomes. That is what they are. They are lawn gnomes. They do nothing. But overall, I feel like the new girl that just came in, she tossed Jasper Troy like he was nothing. Like he was like 5 pounds of weight. She just chucks him. So that is extremely impressive, especially knowing how much muscle that man has on him. Because holy crap. But I feel like Jackson Drake would be better without his faction. If they let this man leave that group and go out on his own, I feel like this would be a completely different conversation. But because of the fact that he's in that group, they drag him down. So at that point, I say take him out the group, keep the girl with him, because that's a security there. That's, oh God. But still, at this point, let him do a singles run without the two of them and see how good he is on his own.
All right. Then we had a segment with Zaria. Zaria showed up and she seems confident. She seems more free. She's riding solo how it should have always been, right? Sol Ruka got called up, but before Sol Ruka left, Zaria took her out, put her through 2 tables or 1.5 table. Sol Ruka missed the other table completely, but Zaria feels justified. She's like, now it's time for me. No one is holding me down, so it's time for me to do what I've always done. And for a second, I thought she was going to say, I'm coming after that women's NXT championship, which is Lola Vice. But she says, I'm coming after the North American championship. And I was like, I feel like by now, you were feuding with one of the big stars on NXT, which is Sol Ruka. You beat her in a last woman standing match, I believe it was. I feel like that justifies going after the main title by now. But no, she's going after the North American Championship because that is the belt that Sol Ruka had when they were feuding. So now she wants to go after the North American Championship, but Tatum Paxley has it. So it looked like we were going to get something between Zaria and Tatum Paxley, but no. Here comes the new girl. What was her name? Lizzie Rain?
Lizzie Rain.
What the hell? She's been there for 5 minutes. There, okay. Zaria fucking had to go through an entire feud with Sol Ruka that lasted forever. And here comes Lizzie Rain and is just like, no, I'm in here now. And who was the fourth one that came out? I don't even remember.
Nikita Lyons, the girl that Lizzie Rain literally just defeated last week.
Okay. Okay, that's crazy, right? Where did you go? God damn it, Tommy. Gonna make me edit this shit. All right, gotta wait for Tommy to come back. Motherfucker. Son of a gun, Tommy. Leaving me in here talking to myself. How dare you? Come on, Tommy. Hurry up. I ain't got all day. Hello, Iron Man. I'm waiting for Tommy, man. I bet you his fucking phone died, huh? Yeah, my freaking co-host abandoned me. I don't know where the fuck he went. There he is. That's crazy, right, Tommy? Like Lizzie Rain just came in. Nikita Lyons, I feel like she's been on LFG for the longest time. She's only been back on NXT for like a few weeks. But they're calling their shots, Tommy. What gives? Help me out.
Nikita Lyons has been on Evolve more than she's been on anything else. So why she's here, I don't know. Lizzie Rain, I honestly wouldn't mind a title run for her, but she literally just got here last week. Why is she here? But this is what we are getting out of this. There was a backstage segment later on in the show where it was announced, and to the dismay of all of that, of good old Zaria, she's stuck in a tag match again. Because next week, it will be Tatum Paxley and Lizzie Rain going up against Nikita Lyons and Zaria.
Yeah. Oh boy. So you got that to look forward to. All right, let's move on. We got the Dark State tag team match versus Hank and Tank. And I think this is when the show started losing my attention because I like the Dark State, right? I like Dion Lennox. I don't hate Hank and Tank, but the tag team division seems kind of lost, man. Like the tag team champions are the first of all, the tag team champions are the Vanity Project. What the fuck? And this tag team match had, I mean, they tried to make it exciting, they tried to make it hard hitting, but I mean, I wasn't invested in this. I did not care to see who wins because whoever wins is going to get closer to the tag team championships, right? But I don't want to see Osiris or the other guy from Dark State. The main guys from Dark State that I would like to see is Dion Lennox and Sugars, not Osiris and I forget the other guy's name. Do I want to see Hank and Tank as tag team champions? No. Are they entertaining? Yes. But are they entertaining enough to be champions, or do I see them as a serious tag team champions? No, I don't. And then you also have the shenanigans between Sugars and Dion Lennox was way too over the top goofy. Like when they were all like crossing their arms and looking at each other, like, and then turning their backs on each other like little petty girls, like, I'm not gonna look at you.
Like,
Like, I'm
hey,
like,
you brought in a chair. You could have cost me.
yeah. And that also too didn't make sense to me because Dion Lennox was going to hit the guys from Hank and Tank with the chair in front of the referee, and Sugar stopped them. And Dion Lennox got mad, but I'm like, Dion, are you dumb? You're gonna disqualify your boys? Like, it's not necessary. And then they started doing the yeah, I was like, all right, all right. So I just wanted this to be done with. And the Dark State won, I believe, right?
Yep, Dark State won. And at this point, it's not surprising because of the fact that it's Dark State, despite the cracks that are there and that are going to go through all of that. That's most likely going to lead to someone leaving the group. I'm not sure if it's going to be Sugars or if it's going to be Dion Lennox, but it's going to be one of the two of them leaving the group. But at this point, give the titles to Dark State. I know that they won't defend it as much, but at the same time, has the Vanity Project even defended those titles yet?
That's a good question. I think maybe one time they did. And I believe it was a fatal four-way tag team match with a bunch of people.
Yeah, but still, at this point, I would much rather see Dark State with a second run with the tag titles than have them on the Vanity Project.
And I completely skipped the mixed tag team match with Lola Vice, Mr. Iguana, Izzy Dame, and I always forget the guy's name from the Calling, basically, right? Oh, man. I didn't like this, Tommy. I did not like this, not one a bit. I don't know. It's just weird to see your newly crowned women's NXT champion in a mixed tag team match with no fanfare. Like the last time we saw a mixed tag team match, think about it. It was CM Punk and AJ Lee versus Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch, right? And it was like, there was built to it. There was excitement built around it. It meant something. It was an important match. Even though it was a mixed tag team match, it was a big match. You know, that's when a mixed tag team match, I feel like, is interesting. It's justified, you know, but like this, yeah, no, bro. And it just felt like a random match thrown together. I completely forgot that Lola Vice was even women's NXT champion for a second, because the mixed tag team titles it's like a mid card thing on AAA. And it was just weird to see Lola Vice in this position. And on top of that, they lost. Izzy Dame pinned Lola Vice. So they're trying to set that up. Izzy Dame versus Lola Vice at some point, but this match was super long. But what did you think?
It was, and it hurt to see Lola Vice get pinned by Izzy Dame. But I get what they're trying to lead there. But the biggest thing is the fact that those tag titles have been shown on NXT. You watch AAA a whole lot more than I do, because I can't understand half of the shit that they say because it's all in Spanish and I don't know Spanish. Have they defended the AAA mixed tags
Nope.
since getting them?
Since getting them, yes, they have. But they haven't been on AAA TV in probably a good month and a half.
Okay. So that's another thing that I feel like they're just there, and this match is just happening just to go, hey, these two are the mixed tag team champions. Go watch AAA to see how that's going to go. That's what I just feel like this match was doing, but that's really about it.
I'm gonna actually look it up. I'm curious now. So you guys, I'm gonna go crazy on the keyboard. You guys might hear a lot of clickety clacking, but I want to know, when was the last time AAA mixed titles were defended on AAA? Because, yeah, that's a good question. The most recent defense of the AAA World Mixed Tag Team Championships on an official AAA broadcast occurred February 7th. Lola Vice and Mystery Iguana defeated Ethan Page and La Hiedra. So that was 3 months ago.
So they haven't defended them since they got
it. Prior to February 26th.
Didn't they just get it 3 months ago?
It says recent defense. The titles had a period of sparse activity within AAA, often being defended in partner. So actually, no, I take that back. Now AI is telling me that April 19th, a defense by Lola Vice and Mystery Iguana was broadcast on Fox. God damn it. I hate AI now. So yeah, I'm gonna say that they did defend him recently, but I don't remember. A- April 19th. That was April 19th was 2 weeks ago. Yeah, I think they might have defended it 2 weeks ago. Yeah. But still, they're not on TV a lot for being champions in AAA. Not
Yeah,
really.
they are the mixed tag champs, and they don't really defend them that often. The
Hmm.
only reason why Lola Vice has them at this point, I feel like, is just so they can show them off on NXT and just go, hey, go watch this. We own this. Go watch AAA.
Yeah. All right, Tommy, let's talk about the video package with Keanu Carver. Now, I normally don't like to talk about video packages, but I feel like this one we do because I thought this video package or this interview that they did was really good. They showed us a new side of Keanu Carver, a more real side. Because at first, yes, he's a big dude. He looks evil. He looks like a badass, right? But I always got that feeling that he's trying to act like a badass, right? But this video package kind of made it a little bit more real for me after seeing how he carried himself, how he spoke to this new journalist from NXT. He was like, "Look, I'm going to tell you something that not a lot of people know about me. Like, I'm not here to play around. I'm here to get paid. I'm not here to like pretend like most of these people here." There's just something about the way he came about this. I was like, okay, now I'm starting to buy into more of Keanu Carver. Now I'm starting to really believe him. And this is not an act. This is how he actually is. That's the feeling that I got from this video package with Keanu Carver. And I thought it was great. And he's like, by the way, I ain't no dummy. I went to college and I'm actually pretty smart. I know my shit. So all you people that think that I'm just some fucking hothead idiot, think again. And I'm like, okay, this is interesting. But what did you think about it, Tommy?
It's Keanu Carver. That's the thing. This guy is made to be a massive tough guy. And this video package proved that it's not just on TV where he does it, it's all the time. It's just that when he's out in public and all of that, he doesn't go out and try to cause fights like he does on NXT. But other than that, that's pretty much the only side I got out of this, which is just the fact that, hey, I'm a tough guy in the ring, out of the ring, on TV, off TV. This is just how I've always been.
And the main event, Tommy. Tony D'Angelo versus Tavion Heights. I was pumped for this because during the show, another new guy from NXT who has been on LFG and Evolve and all those other promotions, Cam something. Do you remember his last name?
I cannot remember for the life of me. You
Damn
say
it. Let me
Cam, first thing that pops into my head is Cam Newton, but I know damn well it ain't him.
Yeah, no. So Cam NXT. Let me see. Let me see if I can. Is it Hendricks?
I
No.
think it might be.
Cam Hendricks?
Yeah, I think it might be.
I think he is actually Maxine Dupree's husband, if I'm not mistaken.
He
Yeah,
is. Yeah.
yeah. Cam Hendricks. But his name was Anthony Luke, so he got a new name too.
Seems like it.
Yeah, his name it was Anthony Luke, but now he's going by Cam Hendricks. He attacked Tony D'Angelo during the show. And there was a big, I guess, question was, is Tony D'Angelo going to be cleared? Is he going to be able to wrestle the main event? And he did. So that you have that going into play here. you got Tavion Heights, who we've been really big on Tavion Heights. We've always said he's been great. He's got a new attitude, he's got a new look, and now he's in the main event of NXT versus the NXT champion Tony D'Angelo. Boom, perfect. But it's Tony D'Angelo. He just won the title. I don't think this was a title match anyway. However, a big win for Tavion Heights would look great versus the NXT champion. And he's got a chance because the champion is hurt going into this match. It was a good match. It was hard hitting. Both of these guys are really good. Tavion Heights is super athletic, really enjoyable. Another one-on-one match. But the match, Tony D'Angelo did win clean, right? If I remember correctly.
Yeah, he won clean and then got attacked by two guys after the match.
Yes, one of them was Will Cruz, which we already said his new name was. I already forgot. Who was the second guy that showed up?
It was the big guy from last week that I cannot remember for the life of me what the hell his name is.
Yeah.
Like, it makes me think like Nick something, but I don't think it is.
Yeah, man. Let me look it up again because I want to remember these names and get them right. New name. It is Mason Rook.
Yes, that's who it is.
But who was the second guy that attacked Tony D'Angelo?
That's who it was. That was.
Who was the first guy?
First guy, I don't know. They never said his name.
They never said his name. Damn, this was last night and I'm already forgetting. Run it back. Play the clip. I'm going to play the clip right now to remember. Let me know if you can hear it. I don't think you can. Oh, it was that Anthony Luke guy, the Cam Hendricks guy.
Yeah.
So it was him. He went after Tavion Heights, and then the North American champion Miles Bourne showed up also. So you got Miles Bourne mixed in here. So I think they're going to try to set up maybe a tag team match at some point. Maybe Tony D'Angelo and Miles Bourne versus the new guys, Cam Hendricks and Mason Brook, maybe?
Maybe. But the fact that this is the second week in a row where Tony D'Angelo has been left laying out by the same guy.
Yeah. Yeah, Tony D'Angelo's got his hands full. You know, we got these people coming after him. You got Tavion Heights coming after him. You got Cam Hendricks coming after him. And you also got Evo, or AKA not, what was it? Nakura or something like that?
Yeah. Some Japanese name that I can't remember.
Yeah, these fucking new names, bro. It's crazy.
Like, they're giving us all these names all at once, and we're just like, we can't keep up with this crap.
Naraku.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man. I mean, it's good, though. It's exciting to see all these new faces and all these people coming after Tony D'Angelo. Yeah, and I guess this Mason Rook guy, or Will Cruz, he's got a lot of fanfare on the internet. A lot of people were really thrilled to see him show up on NXT and go straight after Tony D'Angelo. I've never heard of him, obviously. I'm just being introduced to this guy. But we'll see, man. We'll see what happens. You got any predictions moving forward? Or what do we got coming up next week for NXT?
I know that we've got that match that I already brought up, the tag match. That's the only one I remember.
Fair enough. Well, Anything else, Tommy, about NXT before we get up out of here?
Not other than the fact that, of course, it was chaos galore, as it always is.
Yeah, man. I'm looking forward to next week's NXT after what we saw this week. It should be interesting. Um yeah, we got that tag team match, that women's tag team match built around the North American title scene. I'm sure Tony D'Angelo is going to be fucking pissed off after being left laid out again for the second week in a row. Um, what's going to happen with the Dark State and with the women's NXT champion as well. I believe they got Lola Vice has Kaylani Jordan and Kendall Gray going after her. So yeah, man, NXT is looking pretty good, right?
Oh, yeah, it's looking pretty stacked. And with the names that were pulled out and pulled up to the main roster, I think that throwing that dynamite in the locker room and seeing who ran out, it worked.
Yeah, for sure, dog. It surely did. Well, until next time, that's going to do it for us for the NXT review with the Snug Wrestling crew. Tommy, let's get up out of here, bro.
That was this week's NXT review. So you can catch us every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for Raw, NXT, and SmackDown, respectively. You've also got that one-on-one with Mr. Blood and our glorious leader, Snug, on TikTok Live every Thursday night as well. And mark your calendars for this either Saturday or Sunday. I'm not sure which one we're doing yet. But it will be one of those 2 days where we will be going through Backlash as well. That episode with our predictions should be coming out here soon. You can also go support us with our TeePublic, our merch. Go get that. That is teepublic.com/snug_wrestling. All right, stay safe, stay savage, and stay snug. That was one time for the one time. 4 letters. 1 word. Yeet.